I give you an update in my garden. Love this time of year. This is garlic, of course, planted last, I believe it was October. Ordered the seed from Hoss, and it's coming along really good. Been picking scapes for the last week or so. Next door to the garlic, we have some strawberries. I planted these this year. These are called June bearing, and you can see that they are putting on babies, spreading. Looking forward to next year when we have a big crop of those. I haven't shared with you my blackberries. These are, I guess, what they call tame blackberries. I don't know how well you can see, but they are blooming like crazy, putting on fruit. We can see right here one berry is already established. They spread also. Every time they put down a limb and it touches the ground, they root, and they put up from there. You can see over here, these have come up from those plants. I think I have about 30 foot here that I have planted. Planted these last spring. They were given to me from my son Mark, and looking forward to a harvest this year. I'll let you know more later. Well, we'll look at the garden itself. These first two rows are contender green beans, and I replanted the skips, and they really come up well. I had made a mistake. I had a cover crop of crimson clover planted here, and I mowed it down and then plowed it up and planted immediately following. There's so much organic material in the soil that I don't think I had good seed to ground contact, and therefore it didn't do well. But now even the ones I replanted have come on good. My first row of tomatoes. We love tomatoes and love to can tomatoes and love to eat tomatoes, and so we plant lots of tomatoes. These are slicing tomatoes. They're a mixture of Better Boy and a beef steak. I don't remember the exact variety that it was. And beside here we have English cucumbers. More of a eating cucumber than a pickling cucumber, I'm told. But I have them to run up on this trellis beside it. And next to them I have 2 hills of spaghetti squash. We have been trying to eat on a low carb keto type diet, and we eat spaghetti squash with spaghetti sauce right inside the squash, and it's really good. And next door is a zucchini, and you can see by the grass why I plowed even though it was too wet. And I have another zucchini next door to that. And finally I have a crookneck squash next to that. the ground is really saturated. We're getting rain every day, it seems like. I have some broccoli, and my best plant I allowed to be attacked by a worm. I don't know, it's a little bitty worm, and I have picked hundreds off. Just been picking them off one at a time. I come back later and I pick off more. I don't know if there's any that we could see right now. If you know what they are, you can tell me. But they're just a little bitty. You can see they have just devoured this plant. It's just awful. I picked a few off today earlier when I was plowing. So much grass in here, I just couldn't stand it anymore, even though it was too wet. Got a few radishes here. I am a radish fiend. I love radish. I love wilted lettuce, which is a southern delicacy. And in 2 or 3 weeks we ought to have lots of radishes. Have onions that are beginning to swell and get a bigger bulb on them. I went through and thinned them out. Did something I've never done before. I chopped them up real fine and I put them in the freezer. We'll see how that works. I had read where that's good in soup and different dishes, and it's readily available when you only have green onions, of course, in the springtime.